3 choke points, and the story about oak barrels and John D. Rockefeller. Hi, I'm Dr. Charles Martin, but you could call me Charlie. I have a story for you today. Who would have thought that oak barrels would be the point of tactical advantage in the fiercely competitive oil market in the late 1800s and early 1900s in the U.S.? The book Titan by Ron Chernow tells the story of the life of John D. Rockefeller. Competition was fierce with other oil producers in the early years of the oil industry. Costs were pretty much the same. Rockefeller looked for an edge that would give him a strategic advantage. He found a choke point, a place where, if he could change the circumstance, he could gain an advantage. The choke point was the transportation of the oil. At that time, oak barrels were used to ship oil. What Rockefeller did was to make his own oak barrels with wood he cut and dried in kennels before shipping, reducing the weight by half. He saved zillions on transportation cost. A choke point of cost, released by thinking beyond the product itself. Is there a way for you to get a strategic advantage in cost by thinking beyond the norms of your practice? Organizations have choke points too. Typically, the biggest choke point rests with the chief executive. For a small business or professional practice, this would usually be the owner. How's the owner a choke point? Easy answer. Most owners wear many hats, including the production of the service or product itself. Once busy with producing the offering, the other hats go begging for time and energy, and the organization itself is held back because of it. This problem has 2 answers. The first answer is to get help for the executive in the form of an assistant that relieves him of small tasks and executes plans and orders for projects, meets with various vendors, maintains calendars, makes travel arrangements, etc. A capable assistant can increase your productivity 25 to 40%, while most come in around 30%. How much could your practice benefit from having you become 30% more effective? An alternative to the executive assistant is delegation of your hats to your team, along with training on how to do the work that was previously all yours. This is probably the best long-term concept, provided enough work exists for someone on a full-time basis. A more likely scenario is the delegation of multiple jobs that, taken together, equals the work of a full-time position. Then over time, as the organization grows, the jobs are further broken down, creating full-time positions that were previously just part-time ones. Choke points can exist with your team as well. 2 common scenarios are: 1. Only one person in your office knows how to do a certain something. 2. The amount of traffic or flow is too high for one person to handle smoothly and consistently. These leave you vulnerable for 2 reasons. What if you lose the single person with the know-how? This could happen suddenly, making a difficult situation worse. This could come about as a result of illness, disability, accident, or termination. Having only one is dangerous to your business health. And anyone who would prevent you from having a backup either doesn't understand the danger or considers it the ultimate job security. Neither is good for your organization, your practice, or you. When traffic is too high for a single person to manage, the growth of your organization is stymied. Patients don't get the service you want delivered, and follow-ups go undone. Productivity suffers. Recognition of workload and traffic flow is a key element of managing a group. Someone must be in charge of this function, and it probably shouldn't be you. Choke points are aptly named. Eliminating is the best, yet typically these can only be managed, not completely eliminated. More choke points exist, of course. Figuring out the key critical elements or choke points in the day-to-day operations is a smart move too. Increasing your personability or the ability of your practice to manage the choke points to handle more flow more effectively is the ticket to growth. What are your choke points? Answer only if you're ready to grow. And let's have a conversation. I'm Dr. Charles Martin of MasterYourPractice.com. Come visit us.